What's up guys, it's me Dragon. In this video of Project T, I'm gonna show you how to get infinite EMC in Project T passively, some even Project TX if you have it. So I'm gonna classify this into 4 parts: early game, mid game, late game and end game. So let's begin. So first we have ourselves farming. Farming is for the early game people. What I mean by early game is people who just recently got their philosopher's stone, people who have a few pieces of diamond armor, etc. are considered early game for me. Sometimes in dark matter, this is early game. So the method I'm talking about is farming, not regular farming. Farming uses using the harvest goddess band. You see, it accelerates plant growth if you're near it. If you have it in its hotbar, and you can see the plant growth just growing with this. I'm gonna show you right now. That is plant growth and it goes inside the chest. Basically this is a simple sugarcane farm. You can check it out. It's fully covered in glass. So that's just a sugarcane farm. So the main use of this is to create EMC. When I did the maths, this thing creates 80,000 EMC per hour. And then some people are like, that's bad. But for early game with an investment of 280k, that's quite a lot. So another thing what I'm gonna say is that some people with little experience of Project T say, why don't you use energy collectors MK1s? And they have a 80,000 EMC value and they generate as well 4 EMC per second. And then there are going to be some mathematicians that do the math, and this actually generates, one of these generates more than 10,000 EMC per second. This is like 14,400 per hour with this. But there's like a drawback. Just for me to confirm, 4 per second, multiply that by 60 to find a minute, multiply that as well by 60 to find an hour. Okay, per hour. And if we take the cost of this, it's 82,000. Whereas this, the main cost comes from the harvest goddess band, which is about 180,000. Not 180, 280,000. So if we do 280,000 divided by 8, okay, this is 80,000, so 80. This is 280. So we get ourselves 3.5. We can approx get ourselves 3 of these. And 3 of these is 14,400 into 3, I'm pretty sure. No, that's maths. And that's 43,000. And this makes almost double of that. So yeah, money. As well as if we take the price of this, price of all this combined, yeah, this will still make double. So that's for the people, I think. Now as for people that have graduated from here and want to head on to the mid game stage, comes both of these methods combined. This is what I call here a power flower. It's made from the energy collectors as well as the antimatter relays as well that you get from Project T. Basically these things right here. You can see these are the antimatter relays. Basically the EMC coming from this is stored into this and then released out here, so it's more productivity. And this is an average MK1 storing it. So basically how you make it is putting everything surrounding a chest on 5 sides with the antimatter relay MK1, then surrounding all the antimatter relay 1 with the energy collectors to make sure no blacks are left alive. Oh shit, that's racist. Anyways, just to prove how much EMC this thing makes, I've been leaving this for a while. This makes more than that. So that too, this works AFK. So you can just stay here as well, making the farms be active while this is as well going on. So like it's really good. Just to prove how much it makes, let's just take some item like diamonds to show you. Like just a regular diamond. Now this is the one. First it'll be all that it's stored. You see how much is going. All the EMC from this is being depleted slowly. It's generating diamond. Let me change this to diamond blocks. Let's see. You see it's generating, it's taking from the one that is stored, but it's really generating a lot. Because each of these have like 4 to 5 connected to it. There's approx more 100 to 300 EMC per second just from this. It'll take some time depleting this as well, so it's really a ginormous pain. You see, this is how fast it's generating even if you leave it. this much fast diamonds. So this is like a regular tier 1 using tier 1s. You can use tier 2 version of this. You can use tier 3 as well. So for mid game, early to mid game, you use this. For mid game, you split this into perfect tier 2s. An energy collector tier 2, an antimatter tier 2 as well. Okay, and if you want, you can surround it with glowstone. There's currently like a debate going on saying that if glowstone makes this thing go faster because this takes from sun. I really don't know about that. It is what it is. Okay, now for mid game you do that. Now for absolute late game, you do this, a flower power with a tier 3. Now what to put in here? I'm gonna put here something like a diamond block to show you how much this generates. This is basically this, but 10 times better, tenfold. It's basically made from tier 3 and the tier 3 version of this. So if you don't know the recipe of that, you can check it out right here. It's made from this tier 2 with the red matter. This tier 2 is made with this in dark matter is made like this. This is made like this, alchemical coal, blah blah blah. This thing is made by dark matter, and this, you get it, you get the point basically. Then energy collector, then the energy collector MK2. You know how red matter is made, blah. Now if you check here, it was already made 7 blocks. How much energy is left stored though? It has 400k stored on each side, and that each diamond is 70k, so it can create like at least a few stacks of diamonds. And if you are a end game player who is doing only Project E, not EX, sorry for the Project EX people, because that's more advanced. Okay, if you're an end game person, just repeat this, keep on making these flower powers, just keep on making these power flowers, constantly making them. And then if you have like any other mod, like connect them to like your EMC giant chest or something, that's it. But if you have Project EX, this is where it comes in. The early game is basically the sugarcane. Even this is considered early game if you have Project EX installed. For Project EX, regular one, and this, how you get this is by literally putting this in the crafting table. That's how it's made. You can craft it like this, or you can just put this in the crafting table. I recommend the other one. And this is made using the same way. You get the point basically. And now how you then you upgrade them. These are just better because I'm pretty sure they don't need sunlight and they don't have this myth debate going on. And to upgrade, you just put the dark matter. You don't have to add obsidian, so it's actually good. And then this, just add the red matter to the dark matter one. That's it. Then after this, here's the Project EX part. Magenta matter relays and all this. If we take a look at matter in Project EX, we have magenta, pink, purple, violet, and we have a lot of matter. So if you know, magenta is made from like this, pink is made like this, purple is made like this, violet is made like this. Now you have the pattern, you understand. Now you know how much these all three produces. This basic tier produces 4 EMC per second. This produces 12 EMC per second. This produces 40 EMC per second. This produces 160 EMC per second. And this boosts the EMC. Like these things are just better because they just boost the EMC. If EMC goes through, it will give a little bit of interest and send it back. It sends the EMC 40. It sends the EMC with bonus 10 EMC. Max EMC transfer, blah blah blah. This is 160 per second. This is pink matter. It's 640 per second. I'm still in the early game section. I am done. Still, these you can check the cost. Now this thing is going up to the millions. Here it's going up to the millions. 2 million. This is 6 mil. Now this is the purple one, which is generating 2560. As you can see. At this point, right, when you're in the pink purple zone, I recommend you grab yourself one of these. Personal EMC link. It costs 19 million. It's a lot, but it's worth it. It saves a lot of time. Just put this instead of the energy condenser out here. It just works. It just puts the EMC directly into your EMC account. Then we have finally the violet, and this is like the end of the early game. Then comes the mid game EMC, which is building power flowers using blue, which is 178 million EMC, but generates 40k per second. This boosted by 15k. That's a lot, by the way. This is generates 160k. That is 40k. This is 160k, and this costs 500 mil. Everything is multiplying by 4, the cost and this boosts the output by 30k. That's 4 times better. Now this produces 600k, and that's 1 billion. Once you have reached the green and lime matter to blue matter stage, once you have reached the cyan matter to the green, cyan matter to the lime matter stage, I recommend you grab yourself one of these, the compressed refined EMC link. It's just good. Just use that there. Then the green one producing 600k with being billions. This is being 240k. That's like literally 4 times better than that one. So everything's multiplying by 4 out here. That's good. This produces 2 million per, and this is costing 4 bill, and this amps it up by 9. Now this is like a multiplier times 3 now. Now the yellow, you just know the recipe, just yellow matter. It's made by like this lime. Then the yellow matter producing 10 million, and that too you multiply this by a lot, because there's not just one, there's a lot. This boosting it by 3 million. Finally the orange matter, the end of mid game, producing 41 million, and this producing 43. This is costing, all of these costing about 43 billions. And they produce this thing boosted by 15 mil. This produces 41 mil. Now comes to the end and late game. For the late game, it's pretty straightforward. Only 3 or even 2 at this point. Don't know. Comes with the white matter, which produces 167 million per second and costs 100 billion. This boosted by 60 million. This is basically 600 million per second, which is fading matter. This EMC is so strong, it's actually fading itself. This is 200 million. Next up is the final. I think this barely comes into the, this is entirely between the border edge of late game and end game. This producing, let me just show you. This used to produce what? 600 million. What's your guess for this and this? This produces 1 trillion. Because it takes a final star shard, which is really expensive to make, you know. It's really expensive. And this boosts it. Basically, with this and this, it doubles output. And it's also used by final shard. And this thing costs quadrillion. You might wonder what that P is. If I shift, you'll see the full amount. This thing produces 1 trillion, and that costs 3.3 quadrillion. You see the numbers going up. Just to show you how good this is, I can't even use diamond blocks anymore to show you. Like if I use, I'll show you what happens. If I use myself a diamond block, this thing is gonna get filled up instantly, because look at this. That was diamond block. You might think it's some sort of fluke or something. You might think like dark matter blocks won't do it. To be honest. Now if I take dark matter blocks, this is a power flower. Okay. Using the final ones. This also will insta-fills. Now let me try with red matter blocks. Once I'm done clearing, now red matter blocks. If you take a look at red matter blocks, those as well insta-fill. You see, like the EMC production of here. If you come this far, I have to give you the title of alchemist. You're a great alchemist, and I respect you for that fact. Now with this done, now with red matter as well, what might you think? White matter. I do not know if it can do white matter because this costs a few billion per. Let's see. Yeah, it's full. White matter filled it up as well. And this costs a few trillion per. You can see like this thing produces a lot. I think it'll be because I cleared the storage. I'm pretty sure it will be collapsed at fading matter. One fading matter and that's it. I think it's done with the fading matter. It's not done. This thing makes 16 trill per. I thought I emptied the storage. After fading matter, what else is there? I'm forced to use put items that are worth quadrillions at this point. This is trillions per. This is jill. This per thing is a trillion. So let's see how much of this it can put. You see, this thing is a trillion per and it's doing this well for EMC. And this is going directly into your EMC account or your EMC storage. I don't even know what that is. This is a 9 trillion. This is a flower pot. Let's see how much more. At this point, I'm gonna do this. This is 9 trillion per. How is it still working? This thing is, you see, this is how good it is. It's just good. There's only like few items that I can think of that can stop this thing. Production of this like straight up halt. One of them I think I have to put this. I think will stop it. You see 10.4 quadrillion. This thing costs a few quadrillion. That's what stopped it. And you see that percentage as well going up pretty fast. It will also be boosted by watch of flowing time. Forgot to mention this. If you grab yourself a watch of flowing time and pedestal, I think the developers forgot about this. But with this, it will multiply the full generation of this by 18 times, I'm pretty sure. And that does not even cost a million. You see how fast it's going now. It multiplied it a lot. I was lot in the bridge between end and late game. Now for the true end game, you have the flower pots, white matter bonsais. This will directly go into your account, so you don't need it. Just look at this. Look at my top left corner. You see my EMC just going up. Look at this. 3 billion per tick. And the final one giving you 9 trillion. Even the final one gives you 48 trillion per second. 9 trillion. That's still a lot. You see, I'm just gonna. This is a lot of EMC right now. I'm right now in 1 quadrillion. This, you see one of those flower pots right there. One of those flower pots. One of those bonsai flower pots. The final one. How you get it is by taking the compressed matter, which is 9 of these. Okay, it's 9 of these just to compress one, and you need 2 of those. Then you need the final relays and a basic one. This makes 48 times more EMC than this, and 24 times than these both combined. I'm pretty sure this and this makes slightly different EMC off. They're slightly off. I just already made 3 of them. Just look at this EMC, just 9 trillion. To be honest, if I continue doing this, I would reach the theoretical EMC limit. See, if I put them near the watch of flowing time, do you see how much EMC I'm getting? You see, I'll reach the limit of EMC, which is possible in Project T if you have this. Okay, the theoretical limit for all of EMC, if this thing keeps on going, you will. If I these flower pots will give you the theoretical limit of EMC if you pair them up with the clock. It is actually going to give you the theoretical limit of EMC, which is impossibly. You can't get more EMC than some. Already it's going up that fast. You see it? Oh my god, bro. Even though I've done this so many times, I have to double it, you know. Now that boosted the speed. I'm gonna put everything around this. Even though even though this looks very messy, you'll see the EMC limit soon hit. Because this can't go on forever. Because according to the according to Mojang, there is a limit on how far something can go. I forgot the limit because I did not play Project in a while. I think it's like you'll see, it just goes. With each of these flower pots, it just boosts it up. I think it's some 11 or something. Forgot the actual number where it stops. Because it's been a long time since I actually played it. Yeah, that's it. That's max. That's max right now. That is a max integer value of EMC one person can get in Project T. And if you followed the guide of endgame, and if you would have kept on creating these bonsais with the watches of flowing time and creating it, you would reach max EMC, and that's a really big pain actually, because you can't put anything in there. You can't put anything. It won't work, or it does. Damn, it comes out literally. You can't put it in. You can't. You put it in, you dropped it. You can't put stuff in. That's with max EMC. That's why you're like forced to take out stuff to discard. And you realize you have to take out something giant. And that's why the cost of this thing is really high actually. It's 81 trillion per. So if you just put one of these in there, you can just by crafting 2 stacks. Not even 2 stacks. I'm pretty sure just a 49 of them. They're gone. At max can take 2 stacks of them, and then just your EMC is gone. My EMC is not even growing now. This is how laggy it has become. So this is how laggy my PC has become. It just died because of the amount of EMC this is producing. So like, this is why too much EMC ain't really that good, and having a lot of EMC is good. So guys, this is how you get passively a lot of EMC. Each of these produces a lot of EMC, like 48 trillion per second and all this. And by doing this, you can like constantly place more and more, which gives you more EMC, which is good. I hope you all enjoyed the video of me getting infinite EMC, and hopefully you've learned something or other. Bye.